race is dead. I saw it happen. I made it happen.
I'll be honest, this one's a really difficult one for me to be objective with. I mean, there is no objectivity with this ranking, but especially with this one because this is my introduction to Doctor Who. Christopher Eccleston was my Doctor. This is a really interesting Doctor and weirdly is gonna buck the trend of me not liking the grumpier, grizzled Doctors. We've seen me disparage the Colin Baker or William Hartnell ones for this attitude, but here it makes sense. This is post-Time War Doctor. This is the last of his race. And yet he actually manages to sprinkle in some really charming moments. All the charming stuff with Rose's mum and all that. He's really funny when he wants to be, but this is a working class Doctor. This is not some foppish Doctor in a cravat. This is grizzled, hardened, buzz-cut Doctor with a leather jacket, okay? This is your edgy Doctor. And weirdly, it works in a way that I don't think it would have worked maybe in the 90s or even now. It does obviously suck that Christopher Eccleston had such a bad time and was treated so poorly on the set of Doctor Who and therefore decided to leave after just one season. I cannot be alone. I think a lot of my generation are going to feel this way about this Doctor, is the fact that because it was our introduction to the Doctor and because it was quite a grounded take in comparison to a lot of the other Doctors, like this is a significantly less quirky Doctor. And usually I quite like the quirks. But the fact that this Doctor is coming face to face with a race that he thought was wiped out, much like his own, the fact that he's coming face to face with the Daleks, the fact that he's forming that relationship with Rose, which I don't love the fact that it's romantic, in the same way I don't love that any of his companion relationships are romantic, but if there's any that work, it is the 9 and Rose. Much more than the 10 Rose. I didn't feel like that worked. This one, I don't mind the come here, you need a doctor. I don't mind that. Apologies for my dodgy northern accent, but this is a Doctor unlike any other. Do I wish he'd return? Yeah, but it's not going to happen, and we should be very grateful for the season we got. Where this Doctor does falter a little bit, in my opinion, is with the more humorous episodes, the funny episodes. I feel like there's a disparity between like the Slitheen all farting and him. Where he shines is the episodes with like the Daleks, things like that. The ones where he can really show why this Doctor is so hardened and so grizzled and so full of anger and hate. The fact that the Dalek says, "You would make a good Dalek," that is the greatest insult the Doctor can hear, and yet it's kind of true at this point. And Rose reminds him of his humanity. I mean, humanity is a strange term to use for a Time Lord, but you know what I mean. Rose has to remind the Doctor of his morality, of his moral code, that he's not a soldier anymore, and that he's meant to be saving people and saving aliens, not taking lives. This Doctor has a really satisfying arc because of that, and that's why I think the romance with Rose works as well as it does. That's why I think this Doctor works as well as it does, because in a very short space of time he has such a satisfying arc. And as I say, it's really difficult for me to be objective. He's going at the top for now. Before I go, I just want to say, you were fantastic. And you know what? So was I. Hello. Your teeth.